Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. This morning I'm going to be planting some purple love grass. This stuff is kind of hard to germinate, so this is all I have, this and about a quarter of a flat over there. All of this grass is starting to get a little tired of being in these plugs, and it's getting hot out, so I got to get all the grass planted today or I'm going to start losing it. So purple love grass will grow in salty, sandy, gravelly soil, so I'm going to plant some right here. I'm going to put prairie drop seed right in there. Those get pretty big, so I'm probably only going to plant like 3 of them back in here, right in this corner. People say prairie drop seed smells like buttered popcorn later in the year, so that should be kind of interesting. And I'm going to spread stuff all throughout the gardens here. I'm not going to videotape most of it. I'm just going to do a walkthrough at the end. So I'm going to get started on this and then we'll do a walkthrough. Okay, it's a day later and I planted 600 plugs, including these where I started yesterday, the purple love grass. Oh, what do I got for drop seed? I think I have 6 of them in there. We'll see how that does. I might have to thin that out, but I'm just afraid they're going to die and I won't have any. They're hard to get started, but they're actually looking okay. That is it right there, that tiny little thing. So from previous plants, this is bottlebrush grass right here. This is getting fairly big. That's a cool season grass, so it's going to slow down and not do much the rest of the summer, and then hopefully it'll take off again in the fall and get really well established before winter. It probably will go to seed this year though. We'll see. Okay, I'm going to show just here and there what I got in. Some have tags. This is old. Oh, might as well show the old June grass. The June grass is, most of it is looking really nice. That'll get pretty large, and it prefers to grow in gravel, so I'm going to be planting along the road here in gravel in the fall. Okay, there is a drop seed right there. There's one over there, and then just various plugs all over the place. And like I said, many of them do not have the little tags. I planted 8 flats yesterday, which is actually 576 plants. So got a lot of them in. Yeah, it was exhausting. I got through just about dark, and then we went over and talked with the neighbors for a while. The neighbors that have that gigantic machine that Natalie was cutting with. So 600 plugs. I gotta find that crazy dog. Is he? I might as well show the bale garden. Got a lot of yellowing on these peppers. None of them seem to be doing that great. I don't know if they need fertilizing. They shouldn't. You know, there's plenty of fertilizer in here. The tomatoes look pretty nice. I had to replace 1 tomato down here, and I replaced it with 2. This is going to be super overcrowded at some point, but oh well. So all of these grasses, they look, you know, they're just tiny little specks right now, but at some point they're going to be very big. Some of them are, 3 feet around, and all of them get, very tall, at least with the stalks. Okay, this right here, this evidence, one here, over there, that is from our horse Blue escaping a couple days ago. She just trampled right through my fresh planting, and doesn't look like she killed anything. That's pretty good. So this right here is Side Oats Grandma. This was planted a while back. So yeah, it's real hard to tell that I even did anything in here, but it certainly took a long time. Yeah, I pluck a couple weeds every time I go through here. So we got the Rudbeckia starting to bloom, and I believe that is not, what is the variety? But that's yellow coneflower is what they call it, I believe. But most of my plugs, you can see them across there. And I'm not sure, what's what. It'll have to grow up now. The ones that aren't marked, I really don't know which is which, and I don't care. When I planted it, I did, and I spread it out so that it would be, kind of a good mix. Hello, hey, leave her alone. Get out of here. That was naughty. The dog is relentless in going after the cats, wanting to play, and Maisie is having none of it. And she has not been coming home as much as she should because she doesn't want to get harassed by the dog. Okay, this is not your cat to play with. The other two. She'll learn at some point, I guess. Yeah, there you go. Say you're sorry. No biting. There you go. Good girl. Okay, so 600 plugs all up and down here. Oh, I forgot the first garden. Over by the mailbox, I planted, maybe 50 purple love grass plugs in there. So they're all through here, and we'll have to just wait till everything starts growing a bit to see them in action. Yeah, it looks like I might have to spray some 2,4-D in here to knock this weed patch back. The grass is doing quite well, but it's just starting to grow. It's a warm season grass, so I don't want these weeds to take over and hi cat, to take over and seed again. I'm trying to get rid of the weeds and replace it with a more natural landscape. Okay, let's head down here, and if I can get the cat off me for a while. Let's head down to that North Prairie. I planted seed down there. Walking through the vineyard here, and the vines look really, really good still. No sign of disease at all. Let's hope it stays that way. I'll be doing a video on this tomorrow. I have to do some shoot positioning, get these down to the wire where possible, and get them untangled like a lot of this top stuff, and probably cut some of this stuff off. The stuff that is up high like that just breaks in the wind, but I'll leave that for tomorrow. What I came down here for. You two behave yourselves. Izzy, come. Puppies. Got to go everywhere at 1,000 miles an hour. She doesn't even know where she's going. Izzy! I seeded this yesterday with 5 pounds of perennial rye mixed with, I believe it was 1 pound of blue stem. Yeah, 5 pounds of rye and 1 pound of blue stem. And I don't think there was anything else in the mix. I'm hoping it takes off and starts filling this area in. When it gets to be about this height right here, I'm going to go through and spray it with 2,4-D to knock back the weeds. After that point, it should be on its own. It shouldn't have any problem keeping the weeds down. So I can't wait for it to start sprouting. The stuff that's sprouting right now is not my stuff, but it will be coming up real quick. At least the perennial rye will. Big blue stem, I really don't know how fast that germinates. I know little blue stem takes forever, but hopefully... Leave the cat alone, Izzy. No, that's not a new rule. It's not a new rule. You knew that one. Yeah, that's a good girl. Yeah, you can see my seed down here. You can see both kinds right there. That's rye, and that's a big blue stem right there. Yeah, I really can't rake this stuff in. It just takes too much time. I planted a ton of seeds. After I was done with all them flats, 576 plugs, I seeded this. I seeded behind the house. I seeded there's a pasture, or not a pasture, but a place where we're reclaiming the savanna. Closer to us right now than the house. There is the Bigfoot area. I did part of the road. Yeah, I did a ton of seeding and planting yesterday. I didn't do that. That did it all on its own. It's just insane how fast. I bet this is foxtail. Alright, I think we'll walk through this area here, which was seeded a couple weeks ago, and see what's going on there. Cat just shit on at the base of my tree and covered it up with mulch. Country cat. You want to go through the woods, kitty? On second thought, it's very wet in there. It's been raining all day, and it's going to start raining again in a little bit, so I'm just going to show the other areas that I seeded yesterday, and then I'm going to wrap this up. I want to get it on record what types of seed and how much. Izzy! Izzy! Leave the cat alone. Come on. That ball is here. It's got moss on it. And there's another one that went down in a hole here. Those are from the neighbor down here. They had a dog a few years back that passed away, but it was a big time ball fetcher. And he must have lost a couple down here. Izzy! Izzy! Do you remember that rule? Hey, Izzy, get over here. Okay, let's go show the next patch. Yeah, we're supposed to have rain all day tomorrow as well. But I have to get this vineyard done tomorrow. The shoot positioning and the thinning and the tying. So I will be working out here in a raincoat, and I'll get drenched doing it, but it's got to be done tomorrow. The sunny days, I need to, well, the day after is going to be sunny and I got to spray the vineyard. If I wait until that sunny day to do this, and then the day after is going to be sunny as well, I could do that, but then I won't get anything done on the addition. Maisie does not like the dog messing with her. We really got to teach this dog to knock it off. She can play with the other two cats, but I guess, you know, she's having a hard time figuring out who's who because all the cats look similar. But she messes with Maisie, and Maisie will pop her in her face or just run and climb a tree. Izzy, do you remember the rule? Was it just minutes ago that I told you? Maisie, out of the road. Okay, let's get to the next seeding site. This area through here, see the house is back that way. This is north of the house, and behind it, this was killed back, a few weeks ago. And I seeded this entire area, well, as good as I could get it. It's really thick and nasty in here. I seeded this with perennial rye, and with 2,4-D, you are supposed to wait a month before seeding, but also with 2,4-D, 2,4-D can last anywhere in the soil from 1 day to 1 month. When I spray the 2,4-D, I target spray. I try to get the leaves only. It's not like a big blanket spray where I'm spraying a field or something. I target individual plants, so not a lot gets on the soil. So it shouldn't, and rainfall and bacteria both break it down much quicker. So I'm going to say the 2,4-D that I sprayed is already inactive, except the stuff that's in the plants themselves. But I mean, it's a gamble, but I got to get the perennial rye is a cool season grass. I got to get in here and get that out of here so we can mow this. This is just getting out of hand. Perennial rye is a cool season grass, so once it starts getting really hot out, it's not going to grow really well until fall. So I want it to get started and do some growing before it goes dormant for the summer. Oh, I think that dog just barreled ahead way the hell down the road. I wonder if she'll notice that I'm not behind her. So that was this whole area, this area that's not like brush whacked down. This was all sprayed. Well, for the most part. I'll find out what I all missed soon. You could see this is dying down, so I think I missed some of this stuff. So I'll have to get in here and spray again and hope that it doesn't affect my seed. I mean, I have plenty more seed. I can toss more seed, but it's just getting so late in the summer. Okay, so this was, I believe, just 5 pounds of perennial rye through here. I'll put the quantities on the screen. Then the next area is right down here. There's a big deer trail that goes right through here, and it used to connect with a logging trail right over here, but we had this road dozed, so now we have, it's like 4 feet tall here. We got to get a road. I guess we're going to go down there and get the road in, but I'm going to take the old deer trail, show you something through here. It's much closer to the same level down there, but I'll have to take out a bunch of this stuff here just so we can get the dozer through. Otherwise, the dozer will take a long time trying to push all this stuff out of the way to get a road done down here. And I don't want to pay, $135 an hour for that. A chipmunk. Okay, and you can see it. This is the area behind the house, the big trees, 1, 2, 3, 4, and Bigfoot is right over there. This area is called Jason Junction. It's named after my nephew. He's been hunting this area for a while now. He's hunted here on the land forever, but he's been in this area for a while. This is where I brush whacked, a couple days ago. Nice big spot here. I tossed 10 pounds of perennial rye on this patch, the Billy Road going up here, and some proposed roads through the Bigfoot area, which is named after that giant tree with the huge foot on it. So I'm hoping this stuff takes off real quick. There was no 2,4-D sprayed here at all. This was just whacked. So that's not a problem. And once that stuff comes up and is 6 to 8 inches tall, the grass, I'll come in here and spray all this stuff that's coming back. This is mostly brambles. A few other things in here. There's some sedges and whatnot. But I will kill the brambles back with the 2,4-D and let the grasses take over. Okay, I gotta yell at that dog again. She keeps trying to go down the road instead of following me. Well, that's where I was. Then I had to go over to that intersection there and almost to the bottom of the land to get the dog. She turned around and went back down that road again. And she doesn't listen. She just wants to keep barreling straight ahead. So she's in her crate now. It took me forever. I was just yelling and screaming. She was just gone in the woods. Yeah, it's a very smart breed, but I don't know. Okay, so I seeded this road that was along with that 10 pounds of perennial rye. And then up here where we have a road that's going to cut across. Then this area here, which includes behind the tree and off into that distance, as well as this area here, they both got 5 pounds of perennial rye, I think 1 pound of little blue stem, and a ½ pound of Canadian wild rye, and one other thing, I think. But maybe not. I'll put it on screen. And a big fly on my finger. So that's what all got seeded, and I'm hoping for the best. I still have to get in here and collect up all this stuff, get it burned, cut this stuff out. I got them big piles there and big piles over here. I got to get in here and get this stuff all dragged over and burned, and then whatever damage I do to whatever grass comes up, I'll just have to reseed there. No big deal. But if I don't get seed down now, this stuff is just going to keep coming back. It'll come back from seed. If I don't get seed down, then I'll just keep dealing with this weed explosion. I would much rather have chunks of grass like this here and there throughout here. Then grass is pretty damn durable. Even if you stomp it down, it should come back, and if it doesn't, I can reseed. So that's that. Huge day of planting yesterday, And all that's left is some, well, the stuff that's going to go in that little patch that I just burned yesterday, I believe, or the day before, right at the head of the ravine over there. I have some Canada wild rye and a few other things, red top and something else going in there. So that'll be the last of the seed going in, except for doing a little bit of touch-ups. And then in the fall, I might do a bigger touch-up. It all depends on how this goes. So that'll wrap it up. Huge day of planting yesterday, and it's all done. No more seedlings to put in. So if you have any comments or questions, make sure you put it in the comment section below. And if you want to see all the progress on this stuff, make sure you subscribe and click on the update button so you receive notice when I post new videos. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.